Shane worked at the Grand Blackwood Hotel. It was a grand old place filled with whispers of the past. He cleaned rooms, changed sheets and dusted furniture. It was tedious, but it was honest work. One Tuesday, Shane was assigned room 413. It was a suite left untouched for weeks. Dust caked the surfaces. The air was stale. A chill ran down his spine as he entered. Something felt off. He couldn't place his finger on it. A sense of unease settled in his stomach. It was just another room, he told himself. He had a job to do. Under the bed, he found it. A coin, tarnished and old. It had strange symbols etched on its surface. It was heavier than it looked. The metal felt cold against his skin. He should have left it. Company policy dictated that lost items be reported. But the coin called to him. He slipped it into his pocket. He told himself he'd turn it in later. He left the room, the image of the coin imprinted in his mind. The coin felt warm in his pocket. He could feel its weight with every step. The day wore on and the coin remained forgotten. That night, Shane felt different. He felt weaker, older. His bones ached. He dismissed it as fatigue. But the next morning the changes were undeniable. His reflection in the mirror was not his own. His hair was thinner, greying at the temples. Wrinkles etched themselves around his eyes. His skin had lost its elasticity. He looked like he had aged a decade overnight. Panic set in. He remembered the coin. It was the only explanation. The weight in his pocket felt heavier now. It wasn't warmth he felt anymore. It was a cold dread. He had to get rid of the coin. Each passing hour brought more changes. His joints ached, his vision blurred. He could feel his body betraying him. He looked in the mirror again. He barely recognized the stranger staring back. His face was gaunt, his skin pallid, his eyes were bloodshot, sunken deep into their sockets. He looked like a frail, old man. Fear turned to desperation. He had to return the coin. Now! He rushed back to room 413, his heart pounding. The hallway seemed endless. He could feel his life slipping away with every step. Finally, he reached the door. Hope flickered. He fumbled for the key card. It wouldn't open. He swiped it again and again. No luck. He banged on the door. Silence. He looked around frantically. Where was the room? He checked the room numbers again. 412, 414. There was no room 413. It was gone, vanished, just like the life he once knew. He was trapped. Despair washed over him. The coin grew colder in his hand. It was too late. The damage was done. He was a prisoner in his own failing body, a victim of his own greed. Shane collapsed in the hallway. He could feel his life force draining away. His vision faded to black. The coin slipped from his grasp and clattered on the floor. The sound echoed in the empty hallway. Did anyone find him? Did they understand the cursed coin's power? He didn't know. All he knew was darkness. The coin had exacted its price. The Grand Blackwood Hotel stood tall, its secrets safe within its walls. And Shane? He'd become 237 years old in hours. Shane was just another whisper in the grand old hotel's long, dark history. Shane had vanished.